Hey everybody, hope you're going well. Today we have a very extensive series on building your own restaurant ordering app. So in the modern world nowadays, you often see QR codes being used at restaurants where you scan a QR code and the customers can ultimately place an order through the QR code. And that order is basically shown to the restaurant to do whatever they want to it with it, whether that's like entering into the POS system or the system they use to cook, to manage their orders. So what I'm going to show you is basically this QR code basically is linked to a restaurant that I've created throughout this tutorial. And what we're going to do here is firstly scan this QR code, and it ultimately opens into an app, which I'll show. Basically, it opens into a website unique to this restaurant. And then I'm going to enter the table number, and here we can see what's available from a menu perspective. So I'm just going to order something very basic, 2 oysters and 1 garlic bread entree. And I'm going to go and add it to the cart and check out. And you can see here 2 oysters will cost you $121.98, and 1 garlic bread is going to cost you $6.99. Therefore, the total is $128.97. And here I'm going to place the order, and that basically is sent to the restaurant's order management system, which we have to configure here, where they can take it and enter into the POS system or whatever they're going to do with it. And then when they're done with it, they can click it and mark it as complete. And then orders will flow in from all sorts of tables, all sorts of customers. So that's a very powerful app we're building. So how would this help? This really helps you planning to build some kind of restaurant platform or your own platform to service your own restaurants, which will allow huge customization instead of going with a typical SaaS solution, which you can't customize as much from a design perspective, from a user experience perspective. Before I get started, remember to comment, like, subscribe, and if you ever need help on any of your projects or want to partner together to build your app, remember to contact me with the links below. Okay, let's get started. So I've already configured Firebase to the FlutterFlow project. I've covered this in multiple tutorials, and it's readily available in documentations online, so I wouldn't be covering this. So let's get straight to it. So the first thing I'm going to consider is the database structure. So what is the database structure we're going with? So here I believe we should be going with a restaurants collection as the user, where we will store a restaurant name, and subsequently we would have a category of menu. So think of it as like entree, main, desserts, where it will be linked to a restaurant, i.e. the user, and we'll have a category name. And then another collection called menu items, where it's linked to the restaurant reference, linked to a menu category because a entree dish will be linked to the entree category, and then we would have the name of the dish, the description of the dish, the image, and the price. And then we will also need to capture information about orders. So when a customer come in, I would like to capture order created time, so when it was created, the table number, so if a restaurant is running multiple tables, what order is this what table is this order for, and the order detail, which will be a custom data type of item and references. So what is the menu item being ordered, and what's the quantity, and lastly the whether the order is completed in terms of yes or no. So basically when the orders come in, it'll be no. When the order has finished, I'll mark as completed. So this is a very simple restaurant ordering system. We're not integrating with any point of sale as of right now, because it's going to be, this restaurant is just using our platform to accept orders via QR code and online, and they subsequently need to for example, need to enter these information into the point of sale system. So this is how I envision the database to look. Of course, as we progress through the tutorial, we may add or remove and change certain items, but certain schemas, but we will start with this at the beginning. So I'll quickly add this in. I'll just fast forward me doing it, so you won't need to be bored out of your mind. Cool. So I've entered the relevant information into our FlutterFlow schema. So to recap, I've added restaurant name into our users collection. We have a menu category that's linked to a restaurant and a category name. The menu item. So for example, here we have the restaurant reference, the menu category reference, and the item name, description, image, and price. And lastly, for the orders, I've actually added the restaurant reference. So for the orders, which restaurant is this related to, the order credit time, the table number, which is the integer, the order detail, which is a list of a custom data type called order detail, which is of type item reference, document reference of item, and quantity. And lastly, the order completed, whether the order has been entered into the POS system or however the restaurant one believes order completed should be. So yeah, that's it. So let's get started with this tutorial. What I want to create first is the restaurants page where they can add menu items, because this is the base of this restaurant ordering app. Basically, what are the menu items available for users to order? So let's get this started. So I would like to go to the home page. Okay, so let's get started. The home page is where the restaurant can manage the menus and see the orders coming in. So I'm gonna start with adding a container first. I won't constrain it, and then I will add a column, and then subsequently the first button. So the first button will be called menu management, and then I'll just quickly center this, and then I will also make the width infinite, so something very plain for now. Or I can just put it at the very top here and add some padding of 16 across all corners, all sides. Cool, so that's good. So what I want to happen is that when they click into menu management, we go to the next page. So how I envision here is, let's add a new page. Let's create a blank page called manage menu. And then we'll change the title to manage menu or menu management, just to align with the home page button description. So here, what I envision is, let's add a plus button, and we'll show a list of categories here that the restaurant has. So for the plus button, I'm just gonna add a fab. So the fab will be here on the page element, and then let's add a container on the canvas, infinite. And then what I want the fab to do is basically bring up a category. Let's create a new component. Maybe I'll bring up a bottom sheet. So let's tell AI to bring a bottom sheet that allows user to enter a menu category. Let's see what it generates. So this looks okay. So I will insert this component and call this category add. Let's do that. So this is what it would look like, the bottom sheet. So this looks fine. So what's the logic here? Let's configure the logic. So what I want to do is, on tap, I want to create a new, actually, before I even do that, let's add a category, as in category order number. So in what order it is at. So let's do this. I want to, let's create a new document. And the new document would be in the menu category, and the restaurant ref will be the authenticators user reference ref, and the category name will be from the widget states text. And then I'm going to dismiss the bottom sheet as well. So this is what it will be. In terms of the category number, what I want to do in the category number is actually, I want to do a backend query first. Query collection called menu category count, and I'm gonna count as in, I'm gonna count of no filters, and then I'll say count of menu by restaurant. So if there are none, it will return a 0. If there are 1, it will be, of course, 1, right? Okay, now that we've got the count of the menu category, in terms of the category order number, I want to set it based on the menu category count. So if menu category is 0, I'm going to set the category order number as 0, because typically in coding, everything runs off the index of 0. So I'm just matching it. So if this is if this returns 1, that means it's 1 item, but we started that first item at index of 0. Therefore, the second category can be category order number of 1, i.e. being number 2 in coding language form, I suppose. So what I will do here is I will just count of menu by restaurant, set the output of this, and then this is basically when we added categories. So that looks pretty good for now. Let's add this component or bottom sheet to the manage menu page. So I'm going to press this and press on tap. We will show the bottom sheet. We will show the bottom sheet based on the category code, based on the component called category add, and I'm going to make it enable drag and use safe area. I'm going to add a barrier, so that's what it looks like. And here on the screen, what I want to do is let's add a list view showing the categories being that the restaurant has. So I would do a query collection, menu category, list of document. I'm going to order it by category, order number, and increasing order. And then I will just also add the restaurant reference. So we only get the restaurant. I'll add a filter where we add the restaurant reference. So it's showing for this restaurant, what are the categories? So authenticated users, restaurant reference. That's it. Confirm. Let's deploy this index quickly. And then let's just make this all everyone for now. And then we can tighten the rules later. Usually for orders, you want create read write to be, I just make it everyone for now. I'll just uncheck this and deploy. And also deploy the index, done. Okay, so now that's done. Let's test it out to see if it works. Oh, one thing I forgot to do here is basically set the text field. Let's just add some padding and this list view to have some padding, item spacing of 16. And then the menu item, just leave it as is. Let's just show the category's name. Cool, save. Let's reload again. Okay, now that's loaded. We're on the home screen page here. And let's click menu management. And then let's add a category. Let's call this category starters. Add it. Okay, that's totally spelled that wrong, but it's there. And let's call it main and dessert. So very simple. So you can see here, we'll go back to 5ace, that we have, if I refresh this page, and we can see here, we have the menu category. You can see the first one was category order number 0. I'll just quickly edit this in the backend called starters. And then we have menu category order number 1 for main and dessert as number 2. So let's make this restaurant very basic. So it'll be a 3-course kind of, or not 3-course, but like 3 different menu category items. We have the starters, we have the main, and then we have the dessert. Maybe we'll also add a drinks menu actually to make a lot of money. So something very basic here. I'm not gonna preview the UI, but we can do it, but let's make it very basic because I want to show you how it really want to focus on how it works instead of because UI is ultimately what your taste is like and how it should look. So that's a menu management from a category perspective.